After several months of gathering information regarding the Monkey Island series and its pop culture references, I'm proud to reveal my last video in the series, the pop culture references of Escape from Monkey Island. The Monkey Island series is absolutely jam-packed with pop culture references to many different medias such as other games, movies, television shows, Shakespearean plays, and so many more. So much more that it's honestly a bit hard to decide on where to start. So let's just start as always with something a little closer to home, with the Monkey Island series references to themselves. On Melee Island, Guybrush can talk with a catapult operator, who calls him Fancy Pants. Fancy Pants is a nickname often given to Guybrush. In The Secret of Monkey Island, he's dubbed this by the shopkeeper, while in LeChuck's Revenge, Largo Legrand calls him this.
Where do you think you're going, Fancy Pants? You ain't from these parts, are you?
After destroying the catapult, Elaine recites the slogan of her government election.
So far, there's only one candidate. And you know the old slogan, when there's only one candidate, there's only one
choice.
The slogan also originally appeared on a poster in The Secret of Monkey Island. Charles L. Charles also appears, commenting that the governor can't hide away in a mansion guarded by piranha poodles. Guybrush also agrees with him, stating he was never a fan of the poodles. This references Secret of Monkey Island, where Guybrush needs to get past Elaine's piranha poodles to break in. You can also ask Elaine for some money while in the mansion, and she will ask what you did with all the money you had last time. Guybrush will admit,
I blew it all gambling on spitting contests on Booty Island.
Well, then I'm sorry, my dear. It's time you learned an important lesson about budgeting.
Oh, shucks.
In the second game, Guybrush can enter a spitting contest on Booty Island. Guybrush also meets with frequent character the Voodoo Lady. He can inquire about purchasing invisibility necklaces from her.
Yeah. Got any?
No, it's been a bad year for unspoiled eyeballs.
This references a necklace Guybrush can use in Secret of Monkey Island to turn himself invisible to ghosts. This is again later referenced while in the Palace of Prosthesis on Looker Island, where Guybrush will notice a jar of eyes. If you attempt to interact with them, he will comment,
I've had enough of touching other people's eyeballs, thanks.
Definitely can't blame you there. Ugh. While also in the Voodoo Ladies, Guybrush comments that seeing human remains no longer scares him as it used to, and it makes sense. Over Guybrush's adventures, he has often had to handle and witness human body parts. For example, in The Secret of Monkey Island, Guybrush uses the previously mentioned Navigator's Head to navigate the catacombs of Monkey Island, and also uses the previously mentioned necklace made of eyeballs to sneak past ghosts. The catacombs are also filled to the brim with many different body parts. Guybrush also carries the remains of LeChuck's beard as a trophy in LeChuck's Revenge, and also uses a skeleton bone to lure a dog while in prison. Finally, one of the prominent items from Curse of Monkey Island is Murray's arm, which Guybrush practically carries for the entirety of the game.
Hey, that's my arm. Give that back.
Another item that Guybrush can look at in the International House of Mojo is a chicken basket. When attempting to pick it up, he will comment he's had his share of chicken feathers, and when examining it, he will comment that it brings back horrible memories of Puerto Pollo. This references the previous game where Guybrush arrives on Puerto Pollo. In the game, he is tarred and feathered by a crew of pirates at Danger Cove on the island, and mistaken for the demon chicken El Pollo Diablo.
Madre de Dios! Es el Pollo Diablo!
One of the locations that Guybrush can visit is Meathook's, which was a location in Secret of Monkey Island. When Guybrush looks at a connecting bridge, he laments,
Personally, I kinda miss the old pulley and poultry method.
The method he refers to is none other than using the famous rubber chicken with the pulley in the middle to zip wire across to Meathook's in the first game. The chicken also later appears on Looker Island, where Guybrush can be given this by his future self in the swamp. On his second visit, Guybrush can talk with Meathook and ask what happened to the beast, to which Meathook will let him know that it has died. When asked on how it died, Guybrush can guess starvation, but Meathook states it was loneliness. In the first game, the beast is actually a parrot that Guybrush must pet in order to prove how tough he is to Meathook. On Looker Island, while Guybrush is in the bank vault, they will sort through a box of Grandpa Marley's items. One of the items that they'll find are some wax lips, which is an item that Guybrush used on a yak in the original game. Another item is a bottomless mug,
Bottomless mug.
Well, you really should have called.
which is an item that Kenny Foulmouth uses to cheat customers out of their money in Curse of Monkey Island.
I'd like to buy some lemonade.
Sure, we have a bottomless mug policy, you know. That'll be a nickel.
Hey! There's no bottom to this mug!
In the Looker Island jail, Guybrush notices Otis behind bars and comments a sense of deja vu. This references how Guybrush first meets Otis behind bars in the first game. Even the reason for being put in jail is the same. He even repeats that he's a victim of society, as he did in The Secret of Monkey Island. Otis responds to Guybrush's comment of deja vu and asks if he would like a breath mint, which is one of the items Guybrush gives him in the first game. One of the methods that Guybrush uses to track down the stolen bank goods is by following Ozzy Mandrill. He tells Ozzy he's already found the goods and follows him. Before he leaves, he tells Guybrush
Don't touch anything while I'm gone.
which is something that he's also told by the shopkeeper in Secret of Monkey Island for a rather similar puzzle. Guybrush can be prompted to try and pick up a tropical palm tree at the secret lagoon, but he'll refuse.
Ah, no way. I think I've had enough caber tossing to last me a while.
This is a reference to the challenge Haggis McMutton offers to him in order to get Haggis to join Guybrush's crew in Curse of Monkey Island. In Planet Fleetwood on Jambalaya Island, Guybrush can see a menu offering Largo's Lemonade and Fat Fizz. This would again reference villainous Largo Legrand and also reference both Fat Island and its governor, Governor Fat, all of which featured in the second game. While also in the restaurant, Guybrush will also notice an inner tube, Murray's arm, a coffee mug, and a reservation for Blondebeard's chicken shop. All of these are items that Guybrush has used in Curse of Monkey Island. While meeting with Jumbo, Guybrush can also talk with two of his parrots, one that lies and one that tells the truth. One of the questions you can ask is,
Who's your daddy?
How's your seat got?
Seepgood's name appears a few times throughout the game, with LeChuck and Herman Toothrock calling Guybrush this.
LeChuck.
That's Governor LeChuck to you, Seepgood.
This references the pirate Mancomb Seepgood, who could be found in the scum bar of Mealy Island in The Secret of Monkey Island. On Nothing at All, Guybrush can enroll in a school to better pirates. One of the students is asked what he would do if he was offered a grog by a stranger. The pirate answers,
I accept the drink, but pour it in a bush when he isn't looking.
This is actually the solution to one of the puzzles in LeChuck's Revenge, where Guybrush pours out a mug of grog into a nearby plant and instead replaces it with near grog to win the contest. Guybrush can also snag a magazine known as Scab Magazine, which is a reference to Scab Island, which featured prominently in LeChuck's Revenge. If the player picks it up and looks at it in the inventory, they'll notice that the cover of the magazine is actually the cover of the previous game, Curse of Monkey Island. While on Monkey Island, Guybrush meets with Talking Monkey Jojo Jr. Jojo talks about the death of his father, who someone taught to grab a nose of a totem pole, but forgot to teach them how to let it go. As you may have guessed, this person is none other than Guybrush himself, who recruited a monkey of bananas to help him access the monkey head. Whoops. Speaking of the monkey head, Guybrush can also look at a large Q-tip that's in the monkey's ear, and he comments,
There's also what appears to be a part of a broken Q-tip. Oh yeah!
This would be Guybrush remembering that it was him that put the Q-tip in the monkey's ear in order to access the catacombs within. While combating the monkeys of Monkey Island, Guybrush encounters several varieties including Stinky Monkey and many others. These are actually the same adjectives used to describe the pirates that Guybrush faces in the first game. When on Mealy Island, Guybrush also meets with the scum bar owner and comments that he thought that the bar was owned by a guy named Ron. This references the creator of the Monkey Island series, Ron Gilbert, who left LucasArts after completing Monkey Island 2.
That sounds like a humongous fib.
Which also references the company that Ron started after leaving, Humongous Entertainment. While on Looker Island, Guybrush needs to pick up a manhole cover. In order to do so, he needs to use a broken sword to do this. This references the video game Broken Sword, where the main character George Stobart often finds himself splunking into sewers as he investigates a crime. In fact, One of the items he finds is a sewer key to allow him access to the sewers of Paris. You can talk to Dave in the Palace of Prostheses. When asked to give a name, Guybrush can answer Ned, Jed or Fred, which is a reference to the members of the Edison family in Day of the Tentacle and its preceding game, Maniac Mansion. Sam and Max is yet another referenced LucasArts game, as standard with the previous games in the series. In the Palace of Prostheses, there is a file retrieving system where Guybrush can find a file for Sam and Max, which is a reference to the favourite dog and lacomorph duo. While in the Lua Bar, the player may notice that the music playing is the same that plays in Sam and Max, where they attend the Bigfoot party. The player may also notice a little hidden Max in the bottom right corner of the pirate school on Nothing at All. The file retrieving system can also retrieve a file for Manuel J. Calavera, which references the protagonist of Grim Fandango, Manny Calavera. One of the more infamous minigames to feature in the series, Monkey Combat, is a game where Guybrush needs to battle monkeys to best them. Monkey Combat is of course a reference to the video game series Mortal Kombat. Our first reference to a movie would be Part 1's name, Things to Do on Melee Island While You're Dead, which could either be a reference to the 1995 movie Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, or the 1991 song from Warren Zevon, which was the basis for the movie's name. When Elaine learns that she's been declared dead, she will comment,
Something's rotten on Melee Island.
This references the Shakespearean play Hamlet, where Marcellus will state something is rotten in the state of Denmark. This is one of several references to Shakespeare. While also travelling to Jambalaya Island, Ignatius Cheese will shout, Cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war, which is a line from the Shakespearean play Julius Caesar. Guybrush can also visit Meathook's home, where he will see signs for wax shows. He makes a comment stating, I wonder if it's Mad Max Beehive Warrior, which references the Mad Max series, specifically the 1981 sequel The Road Warrior. While in the Scum Bar, there is a drunk man. If you interact with him enough, he'll state, which is a reference to the TV series Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, it hurts.
Hi, Keeper!
The line itself comes from the movie Women of the Prehistoric Planet. When talking to Ignatius Cheese, Guybrush will comment on the bar owner's large arms.
What big arms you have, Mr. Cheese.
The better to insult arm wrestle with, Mr. Threepwood.
The manner of how he comments is a reference to the fairy tale Little Red Riding Hood. When meeting with the lawyers of Looker Island, one of them can be heard saying,
You can't handle the truth.
which is a reference to the 1992 movie A Few Good Men.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Guybrush can also spot a book named 50 Ways to Sue Your Ex-Lover, which references the Paul Simon song 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. Many of these books are references to pop culture. For example, one of the books is titled To Kill a Mockingbird and Get It Reduced to Manslaughter, which references the Harper Lee novel To Kill a Mockingbird. There is another book that Guybrush can look at which is called Pirates from Mars, Lawyers Are from Uranus, which references the John Gray book Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Another book Guybrush will notice is Law for Dummies, which references the For Dummies series of books. Another reference to this is when Guybrush tries to read a Latin plaque on Jambalaya Island. He will lament that he should have brought his Latin for Scummies book. There is also a bench on Looker Island that Guybrush can sit on. When he does, he comments,
Life is like pillaging a trading vessel bound for Jamestown. You never know what you're gonna get.
Which references the 1994 movie Forrest Gump. There is also a bunch of fish heads that can be seen at Looker Island's bait shop. If Guybrush looks at this, he comments,
Contrary to popular legends, fish heads are neither roly nor poly.
This is a reference to the very peculiar 80s song by Barnes and Barnes, Fish Heads.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
Guybrush can also visit a perfume stand called Sense and Sensibility, which is a reference to the Jane Austen book Sense and Sensibility. Guybrush can also talk with one of the bank tellers, who says that she wants to go into singing and to have her own group of backing dancers. The bank teller's name is Brittany, which would reference the singer Britney Spears. The game also takes a slight dig at Brittany, stating she has no experience or talent. Ouch.
Leave Brittany alone!
In the Hall of Justice, Guybrush will spot an Iron Maiden, and when investigating it, will comment,
Iron Maiden! Excellent! I have no idea why I said that.
This references the 1989 movie Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, where the duo are threatened with an Iron Maiden and they mistake it for the band.
Put them in the Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden? Excellent!
Execute them.
Bogus.
Another reference to the 1989 movie can be seen when Guybrush travels through the swamp, where he discovers his future self and then later encounters his past self. His past self will ask him to think of a number he's thinking of, with one of them being 69.
Okay, wait. If you guys are really us, what number are we thinking of? 69, dudes!
Much like the previous games, Escape from Monkey Island is full of references to the franchise Star Wars. Even Ozzy's name is similar to one of the characters from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, where one of the pod racers is called Oddie Mandrill.
And hoping for a big win today, Odie Mandrill, with his record-setting pit droid team.
When meeting with the Australian tycoon, Guybrush will comment, aren't you supposed to be the one that brings balance to the Force? Which references the Lucasfilm series Star Wars again. Earlier we mentioned a filing system that held pop culture references to other LucasArts games. However, it doesn't stop there. Guybrush can also receive a file for Obi-W Kenobi, which references the character Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars. There is also a reference to Henry J. Jones, which references the real name of protagonist Indiana Jones, another Lucasfilm's property. Another reference is Xena the Warrior Princess, which references Xena the Warrior Princess. Guybrush can also receive a file for Kais R. Soze, which is a reference to the character from the movie The Usual Suspects. Jack the Ripper is another file that Guybrush can receive, which references the famous serial killer Jack the Ripper, while also potentially referencing Dr. Strangelove, where an army chief has the name General Jack the Ripper. Later in the game, Guybrush visits a chain called Planet Freakwood. Here he meets with a waitress who tells him that Guybrush's parents were supposedly called
Everyone knows their names were Harry and Carrie.
I didn't.
Then maybe you aren't really Guybrush Threepwood.
I guess not.
Which is a reference to the actors who played Han Solo and Princess Leia in Star Wars, Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher. Guybrush also finds himself on Monkey Island, where he meets with Talking Monkey Jojo Jr. He remarks,
I still can't believe you're a talking monkey.
That is why you failed.
This is a reference to Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, where a similar conversation occurs while Luke is being trained by Yoda on Dagobah.
That is why you fail.
After vanquishing LeChuck, Guybrush is punted off a cliffside by his pet monkey, Timmy, who begins to call for help from multiple people.
Elaine? Timmy? Herman? Mommy? George? Hey guys! I'm stuck down here! Wally? Lindy? Oh, long way down! Murray? Sean? Mike? Oh, Jar Jar?
The whole aspect of this also references Will Ferrell's character Mustafa from Austin Powers 2, who is kicked off a cliff but survives and calls for help.
Hello up there! I seem to have fallen down a cliff. I'm still alive, but I'm very badly injured. I think my legs might be broken, but I'll try to stand up. Ah! Yes, they are broken. Perhaps you could toss me a Band-Aid or some anti-bacterial cream. I'm in an extraordinarily large amount of pain. The bone has gone through the skin. I fear it might be gangrenous. The wound is beginning to smell a little like almonds, which is not good. Please?
Guybrush can also meet with Ozzy and guess that he's an over-the-top heavy metal rocker who bites the heads off monkeys, which references the musician Ozzy Osbourne, who infamously bit the head off of a bat live in concert in 1982. When following Ozzy Mandrill to the hideout that the treasure is kept, Guybrush will comment,
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting Aussies.
which references the Looney Tunes character Elmer Fudd. While on Looker Island, the player may also notice that the nose is produced by Acme, which is the name of the company often featured in Looney Tunes. Another reference to the famous cartoon series is seen when Ozzy attempts to use the ultimate insult, and he frustratedly cries out,
"Where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be a Caribbean-shattering kaboom!"
which is a reference to Marvin the Martian, who is attempting to destroy the Earth but is foiled by Bugs Bunny.
Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom!
Speaking of Ozzy, when Guybrush is on Looker Island, he can challenge the Australian businessman to insult sword fighting. You can use the insult,
"Your mother was a hamster."
"Your father smelt of elderberries,"
which are insults used from the 1975 movie Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
Guybrush will also make comments about Pegnose's nose, which he states,
"If the nose fits, you must acquit,"
which references the O.J. Simpson murder trial, where Johnny Cochran states if it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Part 2's name is also a reference to a movie, with Enter the Manatee being a reference to the 1973 Bruce Lee movie, Enter the Dragon. Inside the Lua bar, Guybrush spots a rat, where he'll state,
So what are you going to do tomorrow night? The same thing we do every night. Try to take over the Caribbean.
This is a reference to the Warner Brothers cartoon Pinky and the Brain, where two rats frequently attempt to take over the world.
What are we gonna do tomorrow night?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Another reference can be spotted in the Lua bar kitchen, where Guybrush will notice a brass monkey. When interacting with it, he will comment,
Brass monkey.
Brass monkey, monkey!
This is a reference to the 1986 Beastie Boys song, Brass Monkey. While on the journey over to Jambalaya Island, one of the crew members yells, "Release the Kraken," which is a reference to the 1981 movie Clash of the Titans, where Zeus releases a Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
Otis can also be heard declaring, "I thought this was supposed to be a 3-hour tour," which references the TV series Gilligan's Island, where the main cast were on a tour that was supposed to last 3 hours.
5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour.
Guybrush will also claim there is no place like home, which is the reference to the movie The Wizard of Oz.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Outside of Planet Fleetwood restaurant, Guybrush meets with popular character Murray, who appeared in the last game. Guybrush claims it's a small world after all, which references the Disneyland ride Small World. Another reference is made while talking to Murray about the Big Whoop Carnival, and he inquires if it had anything to do with the Anti-Matterhorn, which references a Disneyland attraction known as the Matterhorn. On Jambalaya Island, Guybrush can have his caricature drawn at Planet Fleetwood, where the artist asks what his favourite pirate activity is. Guybrush can respond,
I love the smell of gunpowder in the morning. It smells like victory.
This is the reference to the 1979 movie Apocalypse Now, where Robert Duvall's character makes similar comments to napalm.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning. It smells like victory.
Guybrush can also talk with a waitress, and he can tell her that his parents were called Jonathan and Martha, which is the name of Superman's adoptive parents. One of the stores that Guybrush can enter is Star Buccaneers, which is obviously a reference to the popular coffee chain Starbucks. There is also a micro groggery that Guybrush can visit, which offers him a few different drinks, one of which is known as the Snoot Groggy Grog, which references the rapper Snoop Doggy Dogg. Guybrush also meets with Marco de Pollo, and can introduce himself saying,
The name's Threepwood. Guybrush Threepwood.
This is a reference to James Bond, and more specifically the Sean Connery iteration, of him imitating Connery's voice.
I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
Guybrush can also talk with one of the diving contest judges and ask, "Aren't you the guy sworn to protect the Golden Child?" which is a reference to the 1986 movie The Golden Child, starring Eddie Murphy. The school on Nuttern Atoll also harbours a few more pop culture references. One of the items that Guybrush can find is a really valuable LeChuck-a-Chew Pirate Mon card, which is a reference to the Pokemon series and its mascot, Pikachu. Guybrush can also find a Hot Keel boat, which references the popular Hot Wheels toys. Guybrush can also be asked a question which he responds with, "Shave his belly with a rusty razor," which is a lyric from the song What Shall We Do for a Drunken Sailor. Guybrush also learns of the pirate Tiny Lafitte, who a tourist tells him that he stole from the bad and gave to the nice, and he always said please and thank you twice. This references the legend of English outlaw Robin Hood, who was famed for stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. Guybrush also meets with Jumbo Lafitte, when he'll comment,
Are you aware that you've got a pair of parrots on your shoulders?
Really? I hadn't noticed.
Was that sarcasm?
You know, I can't really tell anymore.
This is a reference to the popular animated series The Simpsons, where two concert goers comment about not knowing if they're being sarcastic anymore.
Are you being sarcastic, dude?
I don't even know anymore.
While on Monkey Island, Guybrush can visit the Church of LeChuck, where he can state,
I have the power of Grey Monkey!
This is a reference to the line uttered by Prince Adam before he transforms into the titular protagonist, He-Man.
By the power of Grayskull!
At the church, Guybrush meets with a priest who states that the supposed anti-LeChuck has the number 1138 on his forehead. This is a reference to the 1976 horror movie The Omen, where the Antichrist has the number 666 on his scalp. The number 1138 itself is a reference to many Lucasfilms projects, but most specifically the 1971 movie THX 1138. The number 1138 also appears in the previously mentioned swab section, where Guybrush asks his future self a number, which can be the number 1138. The priest also refers to the anti-LeChuck as the He Who Must Not Be Named, which references the villain Voldemort from the Harry Potter series. Monkey Combat was previously identified to be an obvious reference to the video game series Mortal Kombat. However, some of the moves used are references to other media. For example, the Anxious Ape is similar to one of the moves used in the 1984 movie The Karate Kid. When Guybrush beats a monkey, Guybrush does a victory dance which looks a lot like Michael Jackson's moonwalk. Guybrush eventually manages to help cure Herman Toofrot's amnesia, where it's revealed he is Elaine's grandfather, Captain Marley. Guybrush hugs him, but he states,
Get your stinking hands off of me, you blamed octopus!
Which is a reference to the 1968 movie Planet of the Apes.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
Inside of the giant monkey head, Guybrush will find a control panel and a chair. If the player uses the armrest control, he'll comment,
Starfish Date 182.43. The Gamma Quadrant has no monkeys.
Which references the introduction of each episode of Star Trek. Upon activating the giant monkey, all the monkeys will arrive, and one will pick up a Q-tip and throw it. The camera panning is similar to a scene from 2001, A Space Odyssey, where a monkey does the same with a bone. The finale of the game sees Guybrush and his crew take control of a giant robot monkey. As a result, multiple people help control this in a manner similar to the Megazord robot used in the Power Ranger series.
Let's send this guy back where he came from! Right! Right! Alright guys, power it up! Activating
Finally, Ozymandias's name also appears close to Ozymandias, which is a title of a poem by Percy Bysshe Shelley. In the poem, there is a line which reads, My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings, look at my works ye mighty and despair. Before using the ultimate insult, Ozzy states,
I am Ozymandias, look upon my works ye mighty pirates and despair.
And there is all the information I know of for Escape from Monkey Island, and thus concluding my research into the pop culture references of the Monkey Island series. I hope that you have enjoyed all of this. It has been a lot of work, but it has been something that I believe was worthwhile and, quite honestly, fun. Before you head off on your next YouTube video, why not take the time to consider subscribing to Noir Reservoir? I do a lot of content focusing on the Monkey Island series and point-and-click adventure games in general. It also helps you to like the video as well, just so I know I'm in the right direction. Gotta get those internet points up. But thank you so much guys, and until next time I'll see you later. Bye bye.